feeling? It's always great waking up to see you. It's always lots of fun. Um, it's like so funny we're not doing the traditional dating thing. It's like bam, we're in bed together. Can you get more like 21st century than that? Um, I think it's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool that you are in here with me, and I hardly even know you. Um, but we have been getting to know each other, and that's really really great because I think that dating is kind of overrated. I mean, dating in the traditional sense of, like going for a job interview, going for a job interview, reading reading questions almost, because normally on a date it's almost like you're trying to remember questions that you want to ask. And I don't know if you've ever done this, but before you go on a date, you're like getting ready and doing, you know, your grooming rituals. And do you ever go over the questions in your mind that you're gonna ask on the date? I think I've done that once or twice, and it's really funny because half of the time when you're on the date and you're trying to remember all of those questions, it's either you get swept up in the date and you forget about the questions completely, or it's such a boring date that you end up trying to remember questions the whole time. I think it's really boring. I don't do that. No. But I mean, since we are getting to know each other and we are in bed already, instead of like having dinner and a couple of drinks, why don't we, I know, I'm drooling all over myself. Why don't we tell each other's life story in 4 minutes and see, make it a game. I don't know, just 4 minutes, and we'll go into as much detail as possible. And yeah, just whatever you feel like is your life story, like things that define your, I guess, what you see as yourself, your life. 4 minutes, okay, go. For me, I would say, oh God, I hate talking about myself like this. But I have to get you to open up somehow, so I guess I'll do it. And you so better do this, okay? Because you have to. So for I I was born and raised in the great nation. Now, for real though, I was actually born into a segregated community. Like no white people were allowed there, and yeah, it was basically only people of color, black people, were allowed there, and it was really traditional for everyone who was black to have an English name, and all of my brothers and sisters like didn't get any English names at all because my parents were like, that's insane, that's crazy. Um, and they were kind of like, I don't know, Black Panthers or something. um, low key. And yeah, I had two sisters and two brothers, two older brothers and two older sisters. So yes, I'm the youngest, but obviously we weren't like super wealthy, so it's not like the youngest in a traditional middle class family. I went to white schools and I loved anything that was, like mechanical or machines. I used to take apart my toys and try and figure out what was inside, what made it work. I really wanted to be like either a doctor or an engineer, just because I wanted to open stuff up, people or machines, and see what was inside. So I went to school with that in my mind, that I was gonna be like either a doctor or an engineer. Doctor, the blood thing kind of freaked me out in high school when I did biology. So I was like maybe an engineer because, you know, machines are better than people. Um, except you. I know, cheesy, right? So yeah, so when we moved to the suburbs from the segregated area, um, it was like a shock because there were so many different people, and my older brothers were like 10 years older than me, 12 years older than me, both like respectively. So they weren't really there, and it was like I'd only see them like every, I don't know, 6 months or something. And my older sisters as well weren't really there. I mean, the one who's like closest in age to me is was all kind of around, but still, it wasn't anything major because she's like 5 years older than me. That's kind of a big age gap, like school wise. So we were never in the same like thing. So I guess it was great because I had this like big family, but at the same time, I could be like an individual, like have my own identity. So yeah, I mean, fast forward from school to now, and I think now I'm like, now that I have like a handle on my career, like I feel like opening up is the natural evolution in whatever it is that this is. So I feel like I've conquered my curiosity in terms of my career and what I want to do. I ended up being an engineer, and now I'm a mechanical engineer, and I open up stuff all the time. But I don't feel satisfied with knowing that, like with knowing worldly knowledge, if that makes sense. I want to know some. I want to dive into something else, and as Celine Dion says, I'm falling into you. I'm diving into you right now, and that's kind of where I'm at, I guess. Whew, was that 4 minutes? I feel like that was 4 minutes. And that's it. Like, I don't want to talk about like what happened. Like, I hate that in dates where you have to talk about like a traumatic experience from your childhood. I mean, but it's still good to know stuff. Like, I think 4 minutes is a good, it's a good thing. Like that song, 4 minutes to save the world. I think that song is about only using 4 minutes to say what you're about, and then the rest should just be learned, then the rest should happen organically and naturally. So I've done my 4 minutes, and I've told you like my life story. So what about you? I'll give you 4 minutes for you to tell me yours. And your time starts now.